Okay, I remembered the other thing I was going to talk about. Now, you had mentioned, Lindsay, that you were having some trouble with shrinkage when you went and cut this out of heat transfer vinyl and put it on the shirt. Your black layer shrank a little, and then because of that, your white pieces did not fit well and were kind of overlapping. So I was just going to show you a little trick. Whenever you have something that has a real thin outline like this, you don't have much wiggle room there with your black. So what you can do is you can just inset these white pieces. Now you can see that I just filled in, I went ahead and made the background a solid piece, and I filled in those pieces that were missing. I mean, I don't know if that's what you want to do, but you fix that on your own. So then with these white pieces all union together, I'm just going to do path inset, which if you don't want to use the keyboard shortcut, it's up here under path inset, or I can use control open parentheses. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my preferences, because you can change how much it insets and outsets. And to do that, you go to edit, go down to preferences, you click on the plus here beside behavior, and then you go down to steps. Okay, so now that shows me that my inset outset is going to go by 0.05 pixels, and that's a small amount, and that's probably, you want a small amount for this because you want to have a fine control over how much you are insetting them. So I'm just going to do control and open parentheses, click it a few times, and you can see that border is starting to get a little thicker. Okay, that looks like if you were going to put that on a shirt, that would be too thick. But if you keep in mind that your black layer is going to shrink a little, then that's going to give you a little wiggle room, and it's not going to look quite as the gaps aren't going to look quite as big when you put that on the shirt. Then you could also do that with your Mickey Mouse thing if you want a red layer on top of that. I just did path inset a few times to give that a little bit larger of a border, to give you a little more wiggle room with your layering. So, okay, that's just that one little trick, and you don't always need to use it. It just kind of depends on how many layers you have and if you're having trouble. And hopefully when you start to get the hang of how much things are going to shrink, then you'll know to do that before you even cut anything out, so you don't have to do this trial and error sort of thing. Okay, let me know if that helps.